Right, let's get into the Raw review. Just had a 15-minute break, just walked my dog, and now I'm busy Zach. I'm trying not to disrespect any wrestler. If I do, then it's all in good nature, if you know what I mean. Because, it's wrong, innit? Because I'm not in the face, so, you know, you know. A lot of people are saying I always say, I don't, it's just an unconscious thing, innit? I'm not the cleverest person out there, so it is what it is. You know. Anyway, WWE Raw, the 7th of April. I'll go through the logistics first. Anyway, so the location is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Target Center, where the Minnesota Timberwolves play in the NBA. They're doing very well this season, but guess who's doing well recently? My Clippers. And guess who's back on form? Yes, my main man, Kawhi. Anyway, I'm going basketball. I'm just a basketball fan and a big Clippers fan. I'll just go through this briefly. I am a Clippers fan because in 2019 I became kind of a big basketball fan, and I randomly, because it was like the playoff time, I randomly thought I'm going to support a Canadian team, and there was one Canadian team in the NBA, and that is the Toronto Raptors. And guess who played for the Raptors for one season? It was Kawhi Leonard. And to me, Kawhi Leonard was the best player, surpassed LeBron and KD and Steph Curry in that season. Since, no. But the Raptors won, and it was an incredible journey that they went through. It was like, I kind of, not the same feeling, but I kind of got a very similar feeling to when Manchester United won the treble back in 1999. It was, it was a great feeling. So, I was going to support the Raptors for a while, but the point is, Kawhi was the main guy on that team. So when Kawhi went to the Clippers, and then they said they got Paul George, who no longer plays for the Clippers, then I thought, well, I'll support the Clippers. Because they're like the underdog team in LA. Like the Lakers are like Hollywood and Beverly Hills, as the Clippers are like South Central LA. And, I'm more for, the underdogs and the impoverished than I am for the rich faggots. Not no disrespect to the rich, but it is what it is. So the cage match rating that Raw got was a 7.1, and these for the people that watched the whole show. So my rating might be a bit off because I didn't watch the full show. I only watched the opening segment and the last hour of it. I just cannot watch 3 hours. Sorry, like, I'm not Vince Russo. I don't get paid to watch it, and I don't complain as much as Vince Russo, no, but I do not um, get paid to watch it. And I looked at Vince Russo's review on this, and the doctor, what is it, Chris, who's a therapist. But he's not. I can't. A lot of people are just different people. 1 minute the therapist, next people the whiny, complaining fans. But I think the over and a certain podcasters. I know it's the job because they're reviewing the show, but I think they over analyze too much. Like they say things which only like the real most hardcore fan would recognize. You know, like CM Punk like coming out when Cody was. I mean, not Cody. I mean, Rollins was pushing Paul Heyman. I mean, Yeah, when they said that, I kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. CM Punk should have come out if he was in the building. If it was real, CM Punk should have come out way before then. But I didn't recognize that at the time, so if you know what I mean, you don't when you're watching it. You kind of, I don't know, maybe other people do, but I just, I knew he was coming out, but I weren't like, oh, he should come out now or whatever. I don't know. I just think some people over analyze things a bit too much, and over analytical people have no joy in their lives. Sorry, but they don't, because they're constantly analyzing everything. And believe me, it fucks with. For me, it's not. It takes away the spontaneous joy of life. You know, in my opinion. But it wasn't a good show. I'm going to tell you that for now. It was, and this is what really bothers me is we're 2 weeks now away from WrestleMania, and by this time it's the fucking start of April. This is when WrestleMania usually happens. So WrestleMania should have happened last week. So this build up has been pretty fucking shit. It has. It's not been good compared to the last two WrestleManias. It's sucked, as Americans would say. It's been the shits. You know. And really, this fucking Raw, there's only one Raw after this. And where the fuck is John Cena and Cody? Why ain't they fucking opening the show? They're in the main event. You know, and you just got to end it with Cody doing a fucking crossroads to Cena. And yeah, I failed to mention this on last week's podcast, but a lot of people mentioned it as as Cena got crossroad. I should have mentioned it, but I forgot to. Where Cody gives Cena the crossroads, and Cena just lays there dead. And yeah, he's given like 5 crossroads to various people, and that have faced him and have kicked out. And Cena just acted like he was absolutely fucking dead and just laid there for fucking ages. So yeah, that is fake as fuck. I mean, and the way it happens as well by Cena throwing a really slow fucking punch that I fucking, if I even smoked like 10 spliffs, I'll probably see it fucking coming. You know what I mean? So, there you go. So, my rating was a 5.5. So, WWE, it starts off the show. I'm going to go before this show to SmackDown, where finally we get the answer to CM Punk, what favour Paul Heyman owes the Punk man. It was a good promo. It was good the way it was set up at the end of SmackDown. I watched it, but the only thing I've got against this promo was Paul Heyman's reaction and the fact that it's only been revealed that Paul Heyman's going to be in CM Punk's corner. I mean, I don't know what that really means. How is that a favour? Yeah, how is that a favour? I don't understand. But the promo was great. I mean, CM Punk is obvious, always creates magic when he does promos. And fucking Roman Reigns is the guy still, in my opinion. The biggest, star in WWE. He's carried the company on his shoulders for the past 5 years. So Roman is the guy. And it was a good promo. Even Seth was alright in the promo. A lot of people whine about Seth. I like Seth. I do. I don't like the gimmick so much, but I think he's getting away from that anyway. But this promo was good. You know, it got kind of It started off like really you know, Roman Reigns obviously another guy who's missing from the show, which is bullshit. I don't know why Roman Reigns in here. But, on the SmackDown promo, Paul Heyman crying just looked fucking overdone. I mean, I don't think Paul Heyman's a very good actor at times. I think, you know, it's like a school play, like someone trying to force crying. I mean, it was so manufactured. But the promo was great. But what I would have done in that promo, instead of Paul Heyman crying, saying, I can't do it, not I can't do it, it's my tribal chief, and crying because he let Roman Reigns down, I would have done something similar to what The Rock and Cena did. And it probably meant that CM Punk would have turned heel, even though I don't think the crowd would have accepted it, just like they didn't with Austin. I think Paul Heyman should have gave CM Punk that. Both of them should have looked at each other, like giving them that sly look, that sadistic type of look, and then CM Punk just fucking beats the living shit out of Roman Reigns, and even Paul Heyman gets some strikes in. Like proper screw, just proper fucking double crosses Roman Reigns. That what should have happened. Not fucking Paul Heyman crying, saying, "Oh, I'm not the tribal chiefs. I love both of you. This is a very hard decision." I just don't, I'm not with that, to be honest. I think they should have gone that direction. Anyway, he starts off the promo, not very. Again, it's like, what the fuck? It's like, I am loyal to both, Punk and Reigns. That's what Paul Heyman's explaining as he starts the promo. You know, but he had to do CM Punk's favour because he's best friends with CM Punk. And before he goes any further, which usually with a Paul Heyman promo I love, but I'm glad actually Seth Rollins came out because I don't know, man. I think Paul's lost his niche a bit. Not fully, but he's definitely not the same Paul Heyman as he was. Even a year or two ago, to be honest. Definitely not the guy who's the advocate for Brock Lesnar or the ECW Paul Heyman. I think he's losing his niche a bit. I don't mean that in a bad way, because everyone gets older, and not even when you get older. Sometimes you just get worse at things. You're not consistent. It's with me. You know, to be honest, with my MMA stuff, I'm probably, because I don't do it as much, I've probably gotten worse at it. I'm probably not as fast, or you know, I probably haven't got that cardio that I used to have. So I don't disrespect that shit. It's just it is what it is, isn't it? And Seth Rollins comes out, and Seth's really good in this promo. I think Seth carried this promo. He got into Paul's face and says, "Look, Roman Reigns has never give a shit about you." And being truthful, you can't pick both guys. You can't play both sides. Because that's what it looks like Paul Heyman's trying to do. He's trying to, be in the good books of both of them. It can't happen because Punk and Reigns in the storyline do not fucking like each other. Mainly because of Paul Heyman. Really, so. So, yeah, he says, Roman has never respected you. Then Steph goes on and says, after WrestleMania 40, Roman disappeared and didn't take Paul Heyman with him, which is true because Paul got left behind. And he got left behind to be treated like shit, which was true. I weren't watching it at the time because I stopped watching it, but that's what I heard after WrestleMania 40. Obviously, Reigns left, but Paul was still like on the weekly shows, but he was then managing the new bloodline, which was run by Solo Sikoa. But Solo started treating him like shit all the time, which prompted Roman Reigns to come back, I think, around SummerSlam. So Seth was bang on with that. And Seth makes another really good point. He says when Paul was getting put through a table and beaten up by the new bloodline, where was Roman to rescue you. And at the time that, while Seth's saying this, Paul's like shaking his head, kind of in. Then Seth asks Paul, well, tells Paul basically, he suggests to Paul, trying to put it in his head that CM Punk is using you because CM Punk didn't take Paul Heyman with him when he left 10 years ago. That was a good one. That got me like, oh, kind of thing. And Seth made a revelation, which I didn't know fuck all, anything about. I don't know how many people knew about this. It's the first time I heard anything about this. That he was the first pick over Punk at Survivor Series War Games, saying Punk was the last choice, and Punk used the Survivor Series match to get a favour out of Paul Heyman. So he's trying to basically create rift between Paul and Punk and Paul and Reigns. Maybe so, Heyman can join Seth. So Seth says that he feels bad for Paul and asks Paul, to completely remove himself from the triple threat match. And then he starts with the kind of little bullying, like, it reminds me of what the Righteous Censor used to do to the opponent, saying, "It's for your own good." But then he starts threatening to remove Paul from the situation right now, saying, if you don't remove yourself, then I am going to have to remove you. Classic blackmail. This is Seth's a full blown heel. This is good heel work by Seth.